nice to meet you. I'm Laura from TV Serial, and I'm very honored to be talking with you today. So my first question is, after seeing the documentary, I must confess that I had to study a lot, do some kind of research, because when everything was going on, I was very young. I did know the story. I mean, like, it's very famous even in Italy, and there are a lot of fans all over my country as well. So I would like to know how you work together, to build the documentary and the story. And what fascinated me the most was not only the part about, how to become what you have become, what to achieve and how, but was very interesting the relationship that we see between father and son, and not also that, but also how it was difficult to achieve what you did achieve, and like the choice that you make to put all together and how you collaborate together. Thank you.
Thanks. So I'll just from the filmmaking perspective, as we were saying to others, we started this process 7 years ago in 2018. So it was, Damon and I were talking after the Canadian Grand Prix. We were thinking about documentaries we liked, and Damon said, my story's pretty good. And it kind of flew from there. I was trying to set up a documentary company, and since we set about this project, we managed to get 3 out beforehand, including McEnroe and a Peter Schmeichel documentary. But this one is really, we've been friends since we worked together on Sky F1, and we wanted to tell a story that appealed to Formula One fans, but appealed to broader audience as well. And thankfully, through the brilliant work of our director, Alex Holmes, and editor, Cinzia Baldassari, we had a kind of male-female combination in the edit suite. And I think, hopefully, with Damon and Georgie being as big a parts of this and the only 2 contributors, we've told the family story from the 2 people that lived it and knew the story best. And I think that was the appeal, in that it is a unique family story kind of set against the backdrop of like one of the world's most popular sport. That's
okay. Simon has told the story really, but I think we have to give a lot of credit. I'd like to thank Simon for his perseverance, because he did set off saying, okay, well, I want to do this, but of course, it was very difficult to get it to work. So he's never given up, and he's stuck with it and made the thing happen. And I think he's quite proud of the product, if that's the right word for it. At the end, the film, and it's a really well told story, and I'm very happy with it. And as you mentioned, my wife and Georgie, who lived through the experiences with me, and so the film is about that as well, about how the contemporaneous worlds of your home life and the racing world and Formula One mesh together, and how they become entwined, and it becomes all about the combination of those things, not just the one thing. When you have a conversation about whether you should carry on, I didn't do it in isolation. I did it with Georgie, because after Ayrton died, everyone had the conversation, and so your friends and your family are involved in your endeavour as much as just you being on your own. And I think from the outside, most people understand the sport as simply an individual going into an arena, but it affects everyone, and so that's really what's in the film, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, like what you pointed out, it's all about what I was seeing, because I have seen Formula One when I was like a teenager for the first time, because it was very popular in Italy, and with my dad, of course. So seeing the human side, let's say, of all the story was very fascinating, because you never ask yourself how many sacrifices someone has to do to achieve what they achieve, and also what are the costs maybe behind it. And can I ask you, what was your first reaction when you you were able to see the documentary for the first time, like if it was art for you, or even maybe to share like some of your memories from a very young age where we are able to see. So what was like for you to be yourself, be yourself seen like that?
I mean, I have to say, when I watched it in its complete form, with an audience, so I was in the audience. I was watching it as if that was someone else. It was very difficult to watch it, and I mean, every now and then you kind of go, "Was that me? I did that? Is that actually happened?" You forget, and so it's kind of odd watching a story about someone. I honestly can say it's like someone else I knew who did these things. And I'm very glad I don't have to do it all again, is all I can say. But I'm very pleased the film's been a record of what I did with my career and also with my family. And so it's a peculiar thing to watch yourself. Anyway.
It's quite nerve-wracking when you've made a film about your friend. I mean, we've known each other since like 2012 and, played golf, travelled the world together and had a lot of fun. But then it's quite a responsibility, right? Because you just think, well, I don't want to mess this up because otherwise he'll never forgive me. But also, we knew it was a good enough story, and we knew that it was. We had a great team behind us that we believed in. It's hard to get things made on low budget, so we had to work really hard. We had to scrap to get this one across the line. So when we first watched it together, we watched it in an edit suite with him and Georgie, and it didn't have the full score on it. But I think when you sat back, we had a great composer. So the guy that composed the score is a chap called Lorne Balfe, and he's just recently done Top Gun Maverick, and he's done all the Mission Impossible films. But he was at school with my wife, so we got him at a discount rate. I don't think we would be paying like what Top Gun Maverick did. So we were able to pull together a really cool team, and they were brilliant, and they really bought into what we were trying to do, and hopefully the score has really elevated it and made it feel quite cinematic. But yeah, it's good to be sat here now, sort of where we can both be very proud of it. Just got to wait and see what the reviewers think now.
My review is gonna be very good. I mean, like, for real, because for me it was not my kind of topic, so it was very interesting to see it. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very hard. I would like to do one last question, if I can. Maybe it sounds a little bit personal. I don't know. Feel free to tell me if you want to respond. Like, I think you are the only driver. Like, I know that you are the only driver actually who won the prestigious Triple Crown. So I would like to ask you, what does it mean for you? Like, after all we have been said so far, like, how it cost for you, and how did you see yourself in what Simon let us see in the movie? So, like, in this. Thank you.
I think it's very, very gratifying. I'm very pleased I managed to get there, because you can't, unravel it. Although I hear that some people are trying to unravel a world championship, but that's another story at the moment. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I feel like it's a story that's almost, as I said before, it's not really my story. I can see it from a distance now. I've got a perspective on it, but you're very lucky if you get to become a world champion, because there are very few of us, and some people hog it and win 7 world championships and stuff like that. But there's just to win one is a great achievement, and I'm very proud of having done that. And it's nice to see a story told about how you get to become world champion, how you can become world champion, because there's different ways to do it. And I think this is probably, I wouldn't recommend the way I did it.
No. I mean, ultimately he had everything thrown at him and managed to come out the other side with a world championship. But it's a happy ending, and hopefully people come out of it going, you know what? Well done, Hill. The boy did well.
Yeah, it was amazing talking to you. It was an honor to meet you. So thank you so much for your work and everything.
Thank you
really
so much.
Kind.
Thanks.